Hi everyone, welcome back to Metaphor ReFantazio. We finished the festival last time, so today we're going to head for Altabury. Hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you guys in the comments. Okay, so what were we doing? Oh, we're about to leave. Oh yeah, we were going on dates with everybody. At the festival, we were hanging out with our friends, and now we're about to leave to go to the next area. So we got to talk to everybody, and then we got to go to sleep and head on our way when tomorrow comes. All right. When we first arrived, I never thought we'd be making the journey to Altabury with hope in our hearts. Let the waves rock us then. We will prepare ourselves for the trials to come. I hope the brothers are okay. I don't think they know the particulars of our plan, but we can't let our guard down.
Well,
I just hope we can get out of here without being attacked.
I beg your pardon, but...
Well, William, since we'll be journeying together for some time, I want to thank you for having me. I'm sad to leave my brother and will miss him dearly, but I know in my heart this will be a grand adventure.
Yes.
I cannot have my stomach grumbling while afield. I should buy myself a small ration of something before we depart. The trouble is finding a food that will not spoil. Okay, bedtime. Rest up.
Good night.
time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
I must say, I am sad to leave the island, if for no other reason than every meal here has been an utter delight. Wait, every meal you have from anywhere has been an utter delight. What are you talking about? I am most certain you said the same thing when we left Brylehaven and Martira. Yeah, pretty much what I was saying, Stroll. A new world of cuisine is but a few days away if you just be patient. Mind your tongue, Stroll. A few days is thrice as many meals. Wow, you're really taking this hard. Well, when you said your goodbyes to the people and the food, meet at the Gauntlet Runner. Give this lady some crackers or something.
Hold on.
Do I need to buy anything before heading out? When you're ready, everyone will be waiting for you at the Gauntlet Runner. I don't think I need to buy anything. But I guess we could check the general store? Where would that be?
Hey, mister.
What'll it be?
Oh, this is the meats place. What's this? Talismans. Oh, boy. Geldust. Talisman of the Fowl can be used in summon experiments. Oh, shoot. Can I sell something?
Now then.
Okay, good. Because I want to buy a talisman. Maybe. But I also wanted to buy some of this meat. So I could buy 2 meats for cooking. And then I could still buy 2 talismans. So this is the stuff for my summoner, right? Talisman of the Fowl, of the Raptor, of the Divine, of the Knight, of the Avatar, of the War God, of the Femme, of the Avian, and of the Fairy. I don't know what does what, so I'm just gonna pick random, whatever sounds cool. I like Avatar, cause like, you know, Avatar the Last Airbender represent. And then War God.
Hey, mister.
Now, where was I? Fascinating.
We have a new archetype. Let's talk to him about that.
Welcome.
How do I talk to him about that? Listen.
I see.
I see more friends have joined your side, sharing in your dream, and with them you gather more of the heroic archetype's powers. Your own virtues are the driving force behind this. Keep your allies close, and wield your power anew. If a dream is beyond your reach alone, the support of allies can help you grasp it. Experiments. Summon experiments. Oh, it takes multiple to get. Oh, interesting. Okay, well I can get two. I could get this one. You can now summon archetype to call upon Duskbone Knight who uses multi-target slash attacks. And we can get the Minotaur Vessel. We can summon the Guptaros King. He uses powerful multi-target strike attacks. Very cool. So the summoner can do good physical damage too.
That's right.
We still need 25 of them.
What would you care to know?
Okay, I think we're good then. Oh, hold on. Wait, is this new? Of magic formula apparently written by the king. It's entitled the Royal Magic, but it's written in a language I can't read. At the end of the document is the word bunny tails. According to Moore, it's a person's name. I feel like we've looked at this already, but let me read it just in case. I was hoping to speak further with you about that. I've recalled something after watching you and your allies in action. Oh, maybe we have new information about it. That mysterious language used in the formula. It's from the old world.
Then...
So it goes back to the time of that city we found buried beneath the Dragon Temple? Why would the king go out of his way to write in such an archaic language? The king was an avid researcher of magic and its origins. He even funded the Mage Academy from the royal treasury. It's not beyond possibility he would know such a language.
Huh.
And the person whose name is written, they're probably long dead? No, I'm not dead.
That is...
That I couldn't say for certain, but I did figure something else out. In front of the name is an alias, or perhaps more of a title. The True Seeker, Bunny Tails. Yet another connection to the archetype.
fascinating.
Intriguing, isn't it? Why is the Seeker archetype so important to the royal magic? Does it have powers we have yet to ascertain? Ah, how I yearn to decipher the scroll in its entirety. If you come upon any further truths, please examine the scroll again. Alright, sweet!
That's a
And
good
pet the kitty. Okay, now we can leave.
Oh. You'll come again.
I'm gonna miss this place. It's really nice. Wow, they really did a good job cleaning up, huh? You wouldn't even be able to tell that there was a crazy festival. Everybody was getting drunk off those fruits.
Looks like the sea's settled somewhat. We've got a map of the Altabury region too. I'd say we're set.
Now we can leave with our minds clear and pockets full, eh? Where are those brothers? Out on errands?
I say we just leave them behind.
Yeah, that seems like a bad idea.
Well, long as we've got a minute alone, let's go over our plan.
What if they're listening?
As soon as we get to Altabury, we give Luis the fake lance Nuris made up for us.
While I hold on to the real one.
Then, on the eve of this divine relic dedication ceremony, we use the real lance to end this, once and for all. He doesn't know we've worked out its powers. We'll use that to our advantage. Juna, we'll need you to convince Luis to attend the eve of the festival.
Oh, I've been pestering him to do so for a while now. Don't want him spending the evening in his heavily fortified Skyrunner after all.
So where is the false lance in question?
Right here, ready to poke an eye out. Oh, what do you think? A dead ringer, eh?
Such detail. Even I can't tell them apart.
Well, let's not get them mixed up then.
When we get to Altabury, we'll pass off the fake to Luis. Then, we execute our plan.
Oh, by the way, I was talking with the Magnus brothers earlier. Think they might be onto us.
Yeah, there definitely are.
That's not good. We'll need to be more careful.
Wait, footsteps. Speak of the devils. We'll need to hide the real lance.
You're late. We were about to leave you behind.
Right, all present and counted? Anchors away, what?
Aye aye, me hearties!
Never do that again, Yufa.
What's wrong then? Is that not the customary exclamation of sailors? Mr. Buckland was very specific.
Was he also very specific that you had to contort your voice in the most unnaturally sounding way?
I wouldn't believe everything he says.
'Tis a strange melancholy, leaving the people we have so recently come to know.
We'll be back. With some fantastic tales to tell them too.
Yes, certainly.
What you humming at?
This is Altabury Heights. We'll make faster progress back on land.
Let's go! Here's Altabury Heights. It's quite a ways. Think we'll make it in time? Without a problem. This fine wind will have us making landfall by the morrow. So the whole trip should be 2 nights with 3 days of travel. So I'll only have to endure 1 day of being rocked sick. Heh, now there's a grim face if I ever saw one. Captain, for Stroll's sake, let us make haste.
Ha-ha! Tally-ho then!
Full speed ahead to Altabury Heights, capital of Montario. Take care you don't tumble overboard now. Okay, this is exciting.
With a new ally in tow, the Gauntlet Runner at last departs the island toward the eastern side of the inland sea. Their destination is the Principality of Montario. Its vast mountain crags, so different from the western terrain, can be seen clearly from the water. Their forthcoming task would be their greatest trial yet. They felt the tension rise in wordless silence.
Indeed.
2 more days until we reach Altabury, I think. Well, at least on this journey, we don't have to worry about the sea monster anymore.
Seriously.
You realize there was probably a way to get the lance that didn't involve saving the pagan girl, yeah? Though I suppose I can't complain since you got the lance the other way. Still, if you want Count Luis's favor, take my advice and stop playing the hero. That's, not gonna happen. Sorry. Thank goodness we're finally bidding farewell to that sweltering heat. The island and its people were absolutely lovely, though. How do the islanders deal with such heat? I suppose hair like mine only amplifies the problem. Yeah. Oh, hello.
Yeah.
Gotta hand it to you. Can't believe you actually got that relic off him. Couldn't afford to cock up a job from Lord Luis, though, could you? Otherwise, you'd just be dead weight. Okay, so we can increase our imagination. What do we need to increase? Oh, that's wisdom. We don't need wisdom. I mean, we need wisdom, but we need tolerance, eloquence, and imagination to get to rank 4, probably first. So, see if we can do that with anyone. Otherwise, we will probably read a book that'll give us tolerance, because we need rank 4 tolerance in order to continue our quest line with Maria. Okay. Which book? Oh, new books have been added. How to walk outside the island. This appears to be a Mustari authored travelogue and guide of lands outside the island. It's been thoroughly annotated by Yufa. I have yet to start reading it. Mustari's guide to life outside the island. It must be tough for them. Tolerance. Okay, perfect. Exactly what I need. We're gonna read this. Read it. The travelogue offers an introduction to cultures and customs outside Virga Island, told through the Mustari author's first-hand experience. It contains practical guides for things like creating an altar while traveling or making eye contact. Oh, excuse me, with unmasked people. These encapsulate some of the difficulties Mustari people face living outside the island. Yufa must have read and reread this thoroughly. The book is nearly in tatters. Living in a totally foreign culture sounds so difficult, and yet this author and Yufa are jumping right into it. Seeing their willingness to embrace other cultures and values increases my tolerance. Yes, Maria, here we come! I'm coming for you! Pick it up. Pick up more next time.
The Runner arrives at Cliffshade Camp just as the curtain of night descends on the wilderness. Ideal for their cover, it works both ways, as monsters and rogues alike await their victims in the shadows of the rocks. Only a Gauntlet Runner offers peace of mind against such dangers, a large reason why they are so sought after.
Indeed.
We've been on this damn Gauntlet Runner in the water for so long that for a second I forgot that it could go on land too. I was like, wait, how am I gonna keep reading my book if we get off the boat? But no, we're just gonna take it all the way there. I can feel the temperature dropping since we made landfall. I'll bet it'll be pretty cold in Altabury. Are we gonna get to see some snow maybe? Okay, I'm gonna go back to tolerance. We're gonna read more of our book. That Mustari festival on the island weren't too bad, eh? Reminds me a bit of the bashes we used to have with the other Parapus lads. Lady Juna's smile, though. That was the biggest surprise. Never seen her so... never mind. Forget I said anything. Can we cook anything new? Something we don't have anything of yet? Oh, we can! We can cook stale black bread. Let's make some of those. I'm guessing we're gonna... Oh, Hulkenberg? Oh, I thought it was Heisme! He's the bread guy. Okay, that's fine. I'm not upset.
Hail!
There is much to discover on your first trip to any town. That said, I tend to focus on the various cuisines on offer. I find it fascinating that a dish using the same combination of ingredients can result in something altogether different, depending on who cooked it.
That's...
Perhaps the same could be said of people. Every new experience and smallest wisdom gained influences who we are. To that end, what if I abandoned my usual methods and opened my mind? Were I to challenge myself thusly, could a new creation be born? Let's make some bread. I started preparing food with Hulkenberg, trusting our sixth senses. What? What are you doing? Aren't we making bread? Maybe it's more of like a meat pie. I don't know. Yeah, that sound, I've never really enjoyed that sound. Hi, Free. Yeah, that's some really weird bread you're making there, girl. Yeah. Well, these ingredients are the same as they've ever been, but today their luster is brighter, don't you think?
You see?
Never drop your guard, and especially not when you think you won. It is at that moment that we fall back on our most common habits. Wow, what an aromatic and creative dish we've made.
All right.
Stale black bread is complete. Take in the aroma. 'Tis truly one of a kind, is it not? It's supposed to be stale? Okay. Thanks, Hulkenberg. I really appreciate that. Let's continue reading How to Walk Outside the Island. Mustari's Guide to Life Outside the Island. And gain some tolerance. Let's read. The section on Grand Trad contains a list of recommended shops to visit. The words "must go" are written in small letters next to some, presumably by Yufa. However, the author does advise against praying at restaurants in Grand Trad. Doing so will greatly increase the chances of being kicked out, apparently. Living in a totally foreign culture sounds so difficult, and yet this author and Yufa are jumping right into it. Seeing their willingness to embrace other cultures and values increases my tolerance. Maria! I'm almost there. We have one more chapter of this book to read. Is that going to get us to rank 4 tolerance? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe not. Fresh stale bread. Just made it. Crunchy, squishy, and stale. Yay. We now stand among the mountains. I have long gazed at the peaks of Montario from the island, but I never imagined I would see them this close. Altabury remains cold year-round, so quite accordingly, its people have perfected the art of piping hot stew. And it's home to the foremost opera house in the kingdom, as well. Opera house? I suppose that will be the stage of our confrontation with Louise.
I guess.
Let's keep our hopes high.
So?
Let's make sure all our preparations are complete by tomorrow night. About time we made it to the mountains. Never much minded sea travel myself. Basilia, though, he turns green at the thought.
Hey.
Seems like Del's foot's all healed up now, thanks to Lady Rala. Now what's got you looking so pleased? Can't make sense of any of all this. I might have pulled some strings, but don't you worry about it. Nothing new we can make. How to walk outside the island. Let's finish the book. A section detailing the small, cute animals that exist outside the island is particularly worn. Yufa must have returned to this section often. But it goes on to depict some methods mainlanders use to keep and raise animals for food. I can feel the author's and Yufa's shock through the pages. Living in a totally foreign culture sounds so different, and yet this author and Yufa are jumping right into it.
Now then.
Get that tolerance up, baby! Yay! Oh, we can finally continue with Maria. Feels good. Feels good. We gotta get eloquence and imagination next. Nice.
All right.
Whoa. Try to scoot over a bit to be a little bit more centered. And, controller just flew off my lap.
Come look at this.
Ahoy, you lot aren't going to believe the view I'm seeing outside. I'm hitting the brakes!
The Gauntlet Runner makes a short stop in front of Colorodeo Cliff, a bluff so tremendous it fills one's vision. Its massive fissure is said to be the vestige of a god's wrath, as only a force capable of splitting heaven and earth could cause it. Perfectly balanced by the work of nature, or the wrath of gods extolled in the myths of creation, none can say.
Whoa, that's so cool.
Whoa.
Absolutely incredible. I've heard of sheer cliffs before, but I never imagined something like this. Indeed, falling off that precipice would be unfathomably terrifying and exhilarating, I imagine. Makes me want to scream. I don't know why, but I suddenly want to scream out into the distance.
On guard!
Damned boar-faced sanctus scullions! Hulkenberg will take any opportunity to just yell obscenities at whoever is annoying her at the moment.
What?
Yeah. Oi, what's gotten into you? My, that was rather pleasing. It's quite refreshing, you know, to pull your voice from the very bottom of your gut and yell in such a manner.
Speaking of...
I am reminded of the time you were all yelling before me. It was a rather terrible experience, I admit. But if I may, I would like to try my hand at this yelling. Oh, I love this.
Listen!
Never again shall I sleep in a roach-infested inn! I feel ya.
Yes.
I'm with you there. How amusing. I would also like to try screaming as well. Ahem. What's the matter? I fully intended to do it, but the words just won't come out at all, and Oh, this girl is just too charming. Never change, love. Well, does anyone else have something to yell about? I sense that gazing off the cliff's edge and being filled with an unexplainable urge to scream has somehow brought into my wisdom.
All right.
That was amazing.
As for me...
Oh, then I suppose it's old Nurse's turn. I prepared a list of complaints that I wish I could recite to you all on a daily basis, and... rather chilly out here, isn't it? We should head back before we all catch a cold. Yes, we shouldn't allow ourselves to spend too much time on these distractions.
Bombs away!
But I must scream! Well, at least you have a mouth, Nurse. Be thankful of that. As always, I've drawn this place. Here.
The Gauntlet Runner stops amidst rocky terrain as twilight envelops the wilderness in darkness. The twinkling lights are not all stars. Some are the eyes of monsters, peering through the dark. To await the dawn in comfort and peace is a privilege only the Gauntlet Runner can provide.
We've only got a limited amount of time left to enjoy these quiet moments. Well, once we get to Altabury, well, you know what's gonna happen. We shall see.
Hey.
The night chills are creeping in. Suppose that means we're closing in on Altabury. And once the land is in Lord Luis's hands, I'll be out of your hair, eh? The days really flew by. At this pace, we'll reach Altabury sometime tomorrow. You got the lance in the end, so I'll not deny you've got the skills for this. But I'll still be watching you until it's in Count Luis's hands. Okay, we want to increase our imagination. The only question is... Oh, I've already done that. Who do we want to do that with? With Yufa?
Pardon me, but...
Oh, William. Are you free at the moment? I just finished meditating and I'd like to talk with you a bit, if you don't mind. Let's talk. I've only heard about the outside world from imported books and my brother's stories. I can't believe that starting today, I will travel those lands myself. I never would have had the confidence to attempt such a venture on my own. I'm truly glad to have met you and everyone else, William. Welcome to the team.
Nice to meet you.
Once again, welcome to the team.
Yes, of course.
I know I lack experience, but I want only to contribute to this effort. I'm grateful for your guidance and encouragement. Speaking of which, Juna graciously gave me some advice about trips such as this one. She said, make sure you keep your eye on your wallet whenever you're in town, and never ever ever follow a stranger somewhere. Juna's kindness truly knows no end. I feel quite lucky to go on a trip with so many wonderful people watching over me. Oh, and that reminds me, I meant to ask you, what were things like when you began this journey, William? I must admit, I'm somewhat curious about the place where your mission began. It is my hope that one day, when this is all over, that I may visit it. I felt my imagination grow as Yufa and I discussed the possibilities ahead of us. Woo, that's a big jump. Wow. Our imagination is now rank 4. We're revolutionary. Okay.
Why, that's...
Very good. Oh, I'm sorry. I was having so much fun talking with you that time escaped me. Is it alright if we continue?
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
Tis nearly time.
'Tis only a ways further until we reach Altabury. The city is likely abuzz with activity related to Saint's Day. I wonder if Luis is already there. Sooner or later we have to hand Drakodios over to him. One must wonder what the brothers will tell him of our time on the island. I hope they will leave out any unnecessary details.
Got it?
We just have to stand tall and be confident. If you have to sell a lie, look them straight in the eye and say every word like you truly believe it.
All right then.
Tonight, we'll deliver the lance to Louise. This will be the last time we'll be able to relax for a while. Once we arrive, we'll be jumping right into it. I can't blame you for feeling nervous. After all, we know it's coming. Okay, sounds good. So, we're gonna take a break in a second. The Divine Lance. They call it a reclamation, but those Sanctus are pillaging the pagans' treasures. Plain and simple. Sanctism's got nothing for us. We've got no faith in their god or their ancestors, or their sanctors. That's why we stand with Count Luis. I think we're gonna have a bunch of story stuff coming up. So I would like to increase my eloquence. But I don't remember... Oops. if one of these books will give me that. I think so, but I don't remember which one. Maybe Pride and Persuasion. Yes. Okay, let's read that. It's gonna work on my, you know, kingly attributes, my royal traits. Let's try to get everything to rank 4. And we're about to land on a new place here.
Speaking?
Oh. I've got something on the old girl's radar, so we'll be taking a short stop.
Before Altabury's mountains, the Gauntlet Runner sets upon the murky graveyard. The colossal bridges overhead are an impressive sight. During the Annex War, this land was a fierce battleground. Many soldiers, unable to return to their loved ones, found their final rest here. But few honor the dead. Their spirits take no solace. Their tragic remains are desecrated by wild dogs, leaving their bones exposed to the elements.
Whoa. Murky graveyard. Oh my gosh.
Look at it.
There's just skulls, bones everywhere. Whoa. These bridges are huge. Tis an area defined by its numerous valleys. The bridges connect the flatlands and increase the amount of places in which people may live. Ah, that makes sense. But if these bridges were to fall in battle, those people would end up isolated.
Hey.
Yes, all very fascinating, but have you looked at what's directly in front of you? Those are like the bones of people, aren't they? They're remains of those who fell during the Annex War. This was the site of a fierce battle, and the dead were left to the elements, denied the dignity of a proper burial. This land is tragic. War is tragic, and we shouldn't disrespect the fallen here.
Yeah.
Indeed, I can't bear to think of something on this scale happening again. It brings me no pleasure to see it, yet 'tis valuable to experience the cold reality of battle beyond the legends and tales of valor. Carve this memory into your hearts. That is why the magla that drifts about this place carries such an oppressive weight. I can feel the sadness and regret of those whose lives come to an end here. I feel as though my wisdom has deepened after considering those who found their eternal rest here.
All right.
Hey.
Something wrong, Nurse? Your face has gone blue. Are you scared? Perhaps this place scares you, Nurse? My powers of imagination are more robust than most. Why, Nurse? I'm surprised you put any stock in scary stories. You're a more gentle soul than I give you credit for. Too true, too true. Before all else, I am a delicate flower.
Well then.
Shall we make a quiet departure so as not to rouse the dead?
That's my fault.
I'm sorry to have made such a mess. I would like to give those who died a proper send-off and drew this with that in mind. Okay, yes, I'm sure. Maria would love to see that. I'll take this with me so that I don't forget the people whose lives came to an end here. Hopefully he didn't draw like the skulls.
Altabury Heights,
just the bridges.
Capital of the Principality of Montario, the eastmost country annexed into the Kingdom of Uchronia. The mountain path leading to the city begins near the coastline, but few Gauntlet runners can contend against its steep slope. Those who complete the arduous climb are rewarded. City lights, dusted with snow, twinkle beautifully in the valley. But what awaits the party there is no reward, but their greatest trial thus far. The hour of reckoning draws near, and they steel themselves anew.
The seat of sanctism, Altabury. Truly, I never thought I would see it in person. What is that giant structure?
The monolith. In Sanctus Scripture, they tell of how the stone was shaped by God's own hand.
It's afloat. I'd only heard rumors that it didn't touch the ground, but to see it now.
we finally moving again?
Just another trip for our songstress.
That looks crazy.
We're here at last.
It's beautiful, but kind of haunting in a way. We decided to present Luis with Drakodios, Lance of the Dragon God, aboard his gauntlet runner, the Caradrius, or Charadrius. Caradrius? Let's hope he doesn't find out the lance is a fake.
Well done. So this is the Lance of Legend, is it?
I am called Euphrasia, priestess of the island. For personal reasons, I have joined them on their journey.
You do not detest me?
I owe my life to them, and I understand they operate under your guidance.
Indeed. I had heard you were able to obtain the lance without incurring the islanders' hatred. Quite a feat, now that I know it to be true. Well done. At last, it seems that even fate has abandoned Forden. Thanks to you, I was spared the effort of sifting through ashes to find this. If the islanders could not be persuaded, my next course would have been to raise their village to the ground. The Caradrius' batteries would make that a fairly simple task.
Luis is just... He's so brutal, like... Oh, so you don't hate me? Well, I was gonna burn your town to the ground. Do you hate me now?
What?
Why are you surprised? At times, sacrifice is necessary to save the many. Was that not the exact reasoning by which your countrymen would have seen you die?
You're...
Have the lance brought to my chamber later. Thank you for your hard work in spite of your wound. Take care of yourselves. Now we need only to wait until tomorrow for the Saints' Day festival.
Well, that's probably gonna give Fidelio something to think about. He prioritized helping the people who helped him when he was injured, who took him in and cared for his wounds and stuff. And I feel like he probably got a little bit attached to the village in a way. And just to hear Luis say like he was gonna burn it to the ground, that's gotta, you know, maybe make him doubt a little bit about Luis. He already is maybe doubting, but maybe a little bit more.
The whole event will be held over 2 days at the Opera House.
The first day is the eve of the festival, and I'm scheduled to sing. Hope you're looking forward to it.
Main festivities start on the 2nd day. That's when all these divine relics will be dedicated and sealed. It's aimed at proving beyond a doubt that sanctism is the highest authority.
All kind of daft though, isn't it? If they were that confident in their scriptures, you'd think they wouldn't have to bother with all that.
This is where Forden dies. He and sanctism itself. At the very least, it's worth giving him a memorable end.
Lord Luis, I do hope you'll come and watch me sing this time. We missed you at the opening ceremony. If you're not there, it'll hardly be worth it.
You needn't worry. Having come all this way, it would be a waste not to show.
Well, I'm off to check out the Opera House. Want to make sure everything's shipshape for my solo, of course. The rest is up to you.
You have all performed admirably. You exceeded my every expectation. Soon, Forden's reign will come crashing down. From this point onward, I would have you forfeit the competition and dedicate yourself fully to my campaign. Understood. For now, rest your wings a while. Tomorrow's festivities will be a grand show indeed.
Man, what's gonna happen after this? Oh my gosh.
It seems the lance passed muster. Eurus is a peerless craftsman, if not else.
No,
Yufa, are you okay?
he would have destroyed my home. How could he suggest such carnage with not a shade of guilt?
He's a little bit of a psychopath, I think.
I was sure that deep down, all people are inherently good at heart. Now, you made it sound like you were bound to kill him at any cost. And now I understand why.
I see. Then let's get back on track and go find ourselves an inn. You've got more supporters now. I dare say we'll find better lodging than we could before.
I wouldn't be so sure. This city's in the palm of Forden's hand, and we're the ones who humiliated him during the exhibition.
All the same, we're about to do something big. To be honest, I'll take anywhere, so long as I can stretch out.
Let's just set up camp right here. It's cold. Brr.
It's cold.
Yeah, I'm freezing my wings off.
Well, this girl needs at least some socks and some pants.
Then why don't we look for an inn run by a Mustari?
I thought this city was the seat of the church.
In times before the church, it said many diverse faiths and teachings took root in this city. That's why Montario is the only mainland nation that trades with the islands.
Indeed. My grandfather often said that until his generation, the only prominent building of the Sanctus Church was that opera house. Though the prevailing story now, of course, is that Sanctism reclaimed this land from malevolent pagans.
Either way, I'm certain there should be quite a few Mustari who feign conversion and live in seclusion.
If one of these Mustarians really exists, it may work in our favor. Let's look for it.
That sounds great.
Speaking of,
If it is a Mustari-owned inn we seek, then I know of one in the center of town. 'Tis called Skyward Tavern. I recall it being rather pleasant, with very little that would point to its Mustari roots.
certainly.
It was on Dia Franco Street, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, so cold. At least Hulkenberg is in her element. Can we get going before we freeze, though? Yes, ma'am. No, actually, we need to explore everything. We need to talk to everyone. Oh, let's hit up the memorandum. Montario Opera House. An opera house built long ago in Montario's capital of Altabury. Mostly reserved for special sanctus functions, the theater's unorthodox structure is born of being carved out of a cave from the foot of the rocky mountain below the monolith. Famed for its opulent grandeur, it boasted the highest guest capacity in the kingdom until the building of the Regolith Grand Cathedral. Oh, Lost Dragon Grace Shinjuku. An untouched city ruined deep underground in the Dragon Temple. Despite being underground, it somehow sits below a sky, and by all indications, it was built by a civilization completely unlike the nations of today. It stands as material proof that the history taught by Sanctism is a lie. Drakodios. The divine lance enshrined in the Dragon Temple, capable of drawing on the dragon god Et's power by Yufa's will. It was also discovered that the lance had the singularly unique property of being able to nullify certain types of magic, including the protections of royal magic. In other words, this spear could take the life of any candidate, no matter their standing. Monolith. A massive, naturally levitating rock at the highest point of elevation in the heart of Altabury. Said to be a rock shaped by God's own hands, the mysterious site was proclaimed sacred ground by the Sanctus Church. It is theorized that it levitates because of a large magma crystal vein in the nearby land, but the church's designation prevents scholars from approaching, so the surrounding geology has never been researched to full understanding. We're not in island territory anymore. Mustari Third Eye. A third eye on the forehead of the Mustari tribe. While their two opposing eyes see plainly, like other tribes, their third eye can perceive magla as shapes and colors, rather than the usual vague sensory suggestions. However, sensitivity varies from person to person. While some can perceive it only faintly, there are others, such as Yufa, who can see the flow of magla very clearly. Notably, the purple of the third eye does not move as the other two do, as it does not see in the same way. The third eye's lid remains in a perpetual half-open state, unless forced open with conscious effort. Interesting. Oh, bonds unfettered since we maxed them out, huh? Oh, along their journey, Stroll discovers the inheritance of House Haliatus left to him by his parents. The fortune was, in reality, the residents of Halia who survived the tragedy, people who the late Lord Haliatus had always considered his true treasures. Stroll uses what is left of his house's fortune to help the former Halians, and the ideology his parents lived by clicks into place for him. As their beloved son, Stroll vows to put his life on the line to fight for the restoration of peace. Bonds unfettered Hulkenberg. In Grand Trad, Hulkenberg reunites with the newly minted commander of the Royal Knights, Rodanth, who she once counted as a friend and ally. She soon discovers that he has been corrupted beyond redemption, as he would unjustly target his opposition or falsely accuse people of treason to execute them. Angered by his tyranny, Hulkenberg challenges Rodanth to a duel, and upon victory he is apprehended by the Shadow Guard. Hulkenberg, who demonstrated her knightly virtue through her actions and not by means of her family or status, gained the confidence of the knights who witnessed the event, who view her as a model of the knighthood. Very good, very good. Prince of Montario. An elderly rogue man who is prince of the Principality of Montario, the eastern country that is part of the 3 United Kingdoms. One of the 5 members of Senate, he rushed to Grand Trad following the sudden death of the king. Montario has been the center of sanctism since annexation, and the ruling family, that is, the once royal family of Montario, has been devout sanctists for generations. Interestingly, it is perhaps due to the royal family of Montario's close ties with Forden's family that Forden was able to ascend to the highest position in sanctism despite being rogue. Prince of Oceania. One of the 5 members of the Senate, a Roussant man serving as Lord of the Principality of Oceania, the western country of the 3 United Kingdoms. He rushed to Grand Trad following the sudden death of the king. Gosh, there's so much that I have not read. Montario's Saints' Day. The largest sanctive festival in the faith that takes place every autumn in Altabury. Highly devout followers will go to great risk to make the pilgrimage at least once in their lives. According to religious scripture, God used his precious hands to bless the land of the earth 4 times. The last of these blessings occurs in autumn, and the festival is held in celebration. The scriptures also teach that the monolith is evidence of God's favor upon the world, and that the plentiful grain harvests of autumn shew the bounty and glory of his blessing. Okay, that's probably enough for now. Some really good info.
Well met, eh?
It's snowing. Let's take a look at our map. Well, we can't see too much yet because we haven't explored. But this is Altabury. We welcome ye to Altabury. Good lord, aren't you that elder candidate? Out with you. Go back whence you came. This land is under the protectorate of the Sanctus Church. We've no shelter for heathens. I guess we've reached some level of notoriety, haven't we? You know, even if we drop out of the race, officially, we're not gonna lose our standing with the people. Like, Forden was... I mean, not Forden, but Luis was on the rock as one of the top 3 long before he officially entered the race. Traveling performer. I hear there's a motley crew of candidates gathered here. This year's Saints' Day is looking to be the most festive celebration we've had yet. I've heard rumors those relics once belonged to the church. which would mean His Eminence Forden's standing is as good as assured. Man, look at this place. Look at this view. And then there's the king's face over top of us, even though it's kind of hard to see it fully here.
What in the
That monolith, though. So there's the opera house right there above William's head. There's the entrance to the opera house. I'm excited for this. I want to see something. Calendar. So Montario Saints Day Eve. Montario Saints Day. So which day is the... Is Saints Day Eve the festival eve that Juna's gonna sing at? That's when we're supposed to do the assassination?
Stop!
You're the elder who made a mess of the exhibition in Brylehaven, aren't you? Listen here, Altabury is the strongest of the Sanctus Church. You don't stand a chance. Okay.
Hey, listen.
Whatever you say, buddy.
My wits have left me, I believe.
What are you doing? Lying in the middle of a public rout? Are you quite alright? You do realize you're in the way, don't you? Why, I never. Don't just stare. Get up. Away with you. So these people that are afflicted with this weird condition, there's a lot of them in Grand Trad.
Hey, listen.
I wonder if they're just recently popping up here in Altabury.
There's nothing there.
It's a big city, so let's try to stay on the route we have to be on for now. Fine. But I want to explore. Oh, look, here's one of the candidates, right?
Yes, hello.
Rudolph. Nice sword. Whoa. Taking kind of a aggressive stance there. Not in my wildest imaginings did I believe you'd survive long enough to meet me here in Altabury. In all honesty, I'm shocked you made it past the exhibition. Nevertheless, you'll be sorry to know I've acquired my offering relic as well. Such a spectacular offering will surely astound citizens and candidates like me. So Rudolph is the guy who is... My notes here. He's the guy who said that military strength is basically his deal. That's his thing. What's this place? Can I go in here? Oh, recruitment center. Oh, I can? There's probably nothing yet, though. Until... Yeah. Come back later. Okay. We gotta do some story stuff first before we can really explore the town.
Forden's the only game in town.
Jeez, what's wrong with all these people? They're evil sounding cackling. I missed somebody. They were hiding behind this cart here. Behind this wagon. Phew, finally got those nattering nobles off my carriage. It's always like this around Saints' Day. I just can't abide how self-absorbed all these hoity-toits are. I'm so cold. Stop, I'm wagon sick. Forget Altabury is up on a bloody mountain, did ya? If you don't like the carriage, go on and buy yourself a gauntlet runner, why don't ya? Suppose that'd put me right out of a job, though. This poor guy.
What in the blade? Oh, cripes.
Wonderful, isn't it?
Oh, there.
You there? Is the view not spectacular here? That impressive structure out there is called the monolith. The rumors were true. It looks like a sculpture jutting out of the sky, more than the ground. Truly a sight to behold. With the opera house at its base, it's truly this city's landmark. 'Twas well worth the trip from Grand Trad to lay eyes upon it.
Wonderful, isn't
Okay,
it?
I haven't explored Altabury enough to really answer this myself, but for those of you that have played this or seen enough of this game,
That's the one from the exhibition.
what capital city is your guys' favorite? Is it Grand Trad, Brylehaven, or, I mean, this view is just gorgeous though, or Altabury? Look at the mountains. I do love this mountainous region. The snow is really cool. I kind of like this place.
Say there.
right.
You!
So you're the elder causing all the rumors? That other candidate, Loveless, has been searching all over for you. I don't know what you did to the lad, but I don't want any trouble in this city. Am I clear? Loveless is looking for us? Ghetto, you like the vibe of Altabury? Look at this. Whoa, look at them eyes. Of the capitals, maybe Brilhaven, but you like Etria more than any of them. Well, I mean, same. But if I were to include Etria in there, then it would be an unfair advantage to Etria. Only thing down there is the hot spring and the magic shop. Hardly worth the climb back up. This whole city was excavated out of a mountainside. You get used to it, I suppose. Ooh, they probably won't let me explore down here yet, though, huh? Oh, they will. Ooh, look at this.
Oh, cripes.
I'm here to celebrate Saints' Day, but one wrong turn and I'm utterly lost. Oh dear, there's something foul in the air. Where in heaven's name am I? In this city, the upper classes reside in luxury in their mansions up high, while those of lower means and values disgrace the public order down below. That seems to be the case.
This place.
This is the hot spring. Ooh, we'll come back later. That seems to be the case with a lot of these big cities. There's the rich people, and then there's the very poor people.
I don't give a toss who's king. I just want some coin.
Ooh, I kind of spent all my money though, so I'm not sure if I have money to... I got a discount from Alonso. That's nice. Let's see. Well, we've already bought. Oh no, it's new. No, I have these already though. I'm gonna stock up on... Oh gosh, I could spend all my money here if I wanted. Some of this. The Flamma bottles. Maybe a few more ice chunks. Can never be too careful. Okay. This place is cool. Cool looking.
Look, I don't give a toss who's king. I just want some coin.
Oh lord, I came back up a different way than I went down. Didn't I? Well. We'll visit the other shops, like, later. Because I don't have money. I fear the increasing number of warrior monks as Saints' Day approaches. We have converted to their Sanctus faith, yet they still despise us. Somewhere in their hearts, they still see us as lesser. I couldn't tell you how many Mustari have been imprisoned for crimes they didn't commit. Well, that's not nice.
Can't be.
Besides, Luis, all the candidates gathered here are intimidating and truly fearsome in a fight. Just being near them has me quivering. Oh, even me? Do I have you shaking in your boots? In my boots? Oh, who's this one?
Well, well.
Julian. Did I write any notes about Julian? Julian. No, I didn't. Well, color me surprised. Your being here tells me you've also obtained a divine relic. I hardly had to lift a finger to get mine, thanks to my contacts, but I can only imagine the toll it must have taken you. By the by, here's a podium in the... Oh, there's a podium in the city too, isn't there? I'd see them frequently in Brilhaven, to be honest.
How absurd!
I couldn't bear to listen. Those were the ravings of a madman, a cheap ale, the only purpose of which was to intoxicate the masses. Perhaps it's time I look to the pulpit. Electing a king and looking to the future requires the acumen of an enlightened thinker.
take a gander.
Saints Day is the best, even in cold like this. I'm raking in the sales. Sanctifex Forden and Saint Rella's portraits are high in demand this year. I did hope Master Drakodios would be moving a little better. He is a candidate for the throne after all. Oh well, I suppose I overpriced him. Oh, she does like portraits? Portrait artist?
What's up?
Looking for a place to stay. The inn's right up ahead, mate.
Who'll take the crown now?
Oh, here's our podium.
My money's
Hang on a minute, you.
We're restricting the number of people on this path due to construction. Only those with a valid permit may pass through this way. Where do I get a permit? Permits are distributed to those who made donations to the church. Besides, aren't you the elder candidate at the center of so much gossip? Your foul reputation is spread as far as this city. I'd give up on seeking passage here if I were you. What foul reputation? We haven't done anything wrong. Something tells me he's not going to see things our way, though.
Elden rubbish.
There's Godot. Behold the power of God. Glory to Sanctism.
Right.
Godot, Forsen's right-hand man. The two most popular Sanctus candidates. Forden's no joke on his own, but between the two of them, they really came out swinging, huh? At this rate, the tournament is going to be a joke.
Who'll take the crown now?
Okay.
You're not serious.
What you got?
My.
Excuse me, but have you ever considered growing flowers? Oh, sounds interesting. But it sounds like too much of a time commitment? Well, that's certainly understandable. I not only sell beautiful flowers, but also special seeds. Perhaps some Hero's Jeweled Root Seed are more your style? Yes. 5,000?
What do you want to do?
Let me get one. Let me get one.
My sincere.
Woohoo! Too bad I can't afford one more. We'll have to come back to this place. Doesn't that give like 3,000 or like 1,000 or something? Experience.
Do you need something?
The church is up these stairs. Keep going up and you'll find the Montario Opera House. You've come for Saint's Day, haven't you? If you're looking for an inn, take the path down. Ooh, this goes to the Opera House.
How grand.
I don't have any money.
How grand.
Well, now, what are we on about?
This city will surely flourish by hosting the tournament during Saint's Day, but it vexes me we must receive such a swath of unruly, impious rabble. I only wish they showed the proper respect for these hallowed celebrations. I'll throw them in the dungeons if they continue behaving like ill-mannered swine. Damn, just like that?
Oi.
Closure, come to buy some water, have you? Fruit cordials. I could buy the 3 that they have. And that's good enough for me. The dedication ceremony will take place at the Opera House above here, won't it? Oh, I can't wait. Yo, let's check it out. Bum, 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 bum.
Well, nothing up.
Whoa, good view of the face from over here. Look it. There's the other side of the city.
Huh.
Check view of Altabury. Oh, I guess that we'll do that later. We could probably get wisdom.
Just sublime.
Hello there.
Didn't they tell you at the Blue Sky Bridge only those with permits are allowed on this road? Okay, fine. But what if I have a cool magic surfboard sword? Could I get a pass?
So irreverent.
Have you seen the White Clouds over there? Those brazen bastards are acting like they own the place in our very own holy city. Though they may be feared as the strongest army in the nation, we warrior monks still have our pride. We'll be hosting the most eminent dignitaries in the nation and the divine relics. I swear in the name of sanctism that our security will be impenetrable. I bet those monk soldiers are itching to get their hands on Louise. Huh, how foolish. It'd be a futile effort. They can't lay a finger on him because of the king's protective magic after all. Oh, but if we have a Drakodios. Okay, so I'm pretty sure we can't go in here yet.
It's not.
Alright, alright. Is everyone okay over here? Alright, let's find our lodgings. I can take a hint.
Proper aces.
Hello, Vic. How you doing? Good evening.
How grand. How grand.
Hello there.
Beg pardon? Well then, if you say you'll help.
You're looking for an inn run by the Mustari tribe, just go down this path and it'll be on your right. If my memory serves me right, I believe it's called the Skyward Tavern. That sounds like the place we're looking for. There's more. Chilling on his bench.
Ridiculous.
Luis is the wretched knave who commanded his subordinates to steal the royal scepter from the Grand Cathedral in Grand Trad. I can only imagine that what wicked tricks that villain has up his sleeve for Saint's Day. No harm in preparing for the worst, I always say. Rudolph's runner.
Here.
As expected from Rudolph, his runner looks like it's ready for war. I hope we don't have to get in a fight with this thing anytime soon. Oh, foreshadowing? Let's go. I'll beat him up. Godot's runner. Sure feels like a long time ago we first fought against Godot and his runner, and he's hated you ever since.
Wait a second!
Amazing.
Oh, there's Loveless. Apparently he's been looking for us.
You little.
Oh, what? Oh ho, look who decided to turn up. You've got some nerve showing that mug in front of me. What? Did we do something to you? Oh, playing the fool, are we? I see your game. But what's good for the goose is good for the... Oh, I'll settle the score with you shortly. Maybe he's had one too many. We'll let him be for now. What did I do to you? Is it because we defeated that one thing? What's this place here? Oh, Milo's runner. I remember he was after something in one of the dungeons, in like a forest or something. A deck modeled after a stage with a statue of himself on top. Milo sure has a lot of confidence, doesn't he? Though I wish he cared about anything other than beauty. Yeah. His wings don't even go like that. What a lie.